XFM 104.9. Dandy Warhol's Bohemian Like You. It's the Ricky Gervais Show.
With Steve Merchant.
Yeah, exactly. And Carl, who's
Carl's
turned
here.
our microphones on. Can't believe it.
Good to see you, Carl. Good to see you, Ricky.
Cheers. Cheers. Now, in a fun-filled and music-filled show, we've got music and fun.
Yes, looking forward to that.
2 hours, solid 2 hours. There's no gaps.
There's nothing.
There'll
There's
be no dead air.
There will be adverts sometimes.
There'll be
Obviously,
adverts, yeah, but I mean, you know, that's what pays our wages, isn't it, really?
Certainly, certainly.
And some of the adverts I think are quite amusing.
Yes. No, I think like the ones that you're on.
Yeah. We've got our hip-hop challenge, we've got Song for the Lover, Song for the Ladies, we've got a film review. So
Magnificent. Had any calls about that, Rick? Any maybe Channel 5 or someone onto you?
No, they haven't, no.
That's
no,
strange, that's
no,
weird.
No, but I think it's a bit of ahead of its time because it's very unique.
Sure,
'Cause it's
sure,
not like other
individualistic,
film, is
yeah.
it? It's sort of like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a bit out there.
Yeah,
Anything
well-
caught your eye this week, Steve?
Rick, I know that both you and I are kind of obsessed with these people who believe in, you know, people who can predict the future or
Yeah.
have got contact with the dead or whatever.
Yeah.
And I know Mystic Meg's a bit of a nonsense, but people do take her seriously. On the cover of The Sun today, Mystic Meg won me 15 million quid.
Wow.
Right, you're thinking that's a pretty amazing claim. I know that Carl believes in Mystic Meg and all that sort of rubbish, you know. You're thinking, wow, here at last is proof that she has got powers. And you wonder to yourself, well, maybe she predicted the numbers specifically, you know, that would be a hell of a...
Just to him.
Yeah, which is incredible, which is absolutely
Yeah.
incredible. And so there's this guy, lottery mad Tom Naylor, he's a lorry driver, right, he won 15 million quid.
Yeah.
He says, I always read my horoscope in The Sun and follow the advice. Basically, what Meg said was, keep a lottery ticket in a yellow mug to add luck. So you're thinking, well, okay, so he's kept his ticket in a yellow mug. That's still pretty extraordinary.
Yeah.
I didn't have a yellow mug, says Tom, so I put the pages of my map book, so I put the ticket in the pages of my map book, which is yellow.
Right. He's used the yellow. No, he's used the yellow.
Yeah, no, see, I don't know much about how Mystic Meg works. I'm assuming maybe there's some kind of pseudoscience that she applies.
Yeah.
I think if she'd said, put it near anything yellow, fine.
Yeah.
She said, put it in a yellow mug. That's pretty specific.
Yeah.
From that, he's thought, well, I'll ignore Meg's advice. I always do what she says. If she says, put it in a yellow mug, I'll put it
she's had two sort of like, you know, points of reference there. The descriptive, the yellowness of the object,
Yeah.
and the object itself. The noun should be a mug.
Yeah.
What's missing in the yellow book is the mugness.
The mugness is one of the
It's got lots of bookness, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the bookness that gave him the 15 million.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I reckon Mystic Meg won me 7.5 million.
Right.
Would have been a more
Right.
accurate.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, what, Carl, do you think that that's pretty spooky? And weird, unnatural stuff?
So I'm just a bit livid today. I wasn't really listening to what you were saying.
Not paying attention?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Do you want to notify us before, you know, we ask you questions?
you are giving
and
to
stuff?
us. Go on.
No, it would have just been nice if you would have, like, warned me you were going to ask me about it. I'm just a bit livid.
Go on, what about?
Just
Have I done
want to
something?
talk about... No, not you two. Just a bit livid.
XFM 104.9. Stan Clear, Adam F, MOP. We all know whose dad Adam F is.
Who was it
No,
again?
we all know who's Adam F's dad of. We all know dads. Do we?
Rick, can you keep filling? Because I've realised I've left my mobile phone on, and the kind of calls I'm going to be getting on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I'll just keep it.
Yeah,
no,
keep
it's
talking.
just. Oh, that was Adam F and MOP. Stand clear. We all know Adam F's got a dad. Oh, done it again. Do you remember the trivia quiz?
I forgot it.
Whose dad is Adam F?
Elvin Stardust.
Yes, Shane Fenton. That's what the F must be for. You're back.
That's done. Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to be. All the people that are calling you all the time.
Oh, the ladies.
Oh, God. Anyway, XFM 104.9.
Rick,
We're
I know
going to
you're a
start
big,
now. We're going to start now. This is proper radio from now. Go. Go.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure on me now.
Yeah.
I'm going to muck it up. Now, Rick, I know you're a big trivia fan. I know you're obsessed with trivia. And I thought to myself, well, how can I entertain Rick on Saturday?
Go on.
So I was wandering around on the web looking for trivia, basically, that could entertain you. And you're a big animal trivia
I
fan,
love
aren't you?
animal facts.
There's not much that you don't know about animals.
Oh.
But here's
You're going to
something.
catch me out now, aren't you?
No, well, I don't know. Here's one. I don't know if you've heard this one before. Ants never sleep.
No, I know. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
And
It's easy for you to say that.
and they've got alcohol in their blood, so they don't freeze and winter. And that's why you never see a lazy ant. It's always working. It's drunk, but it's always
But
working.
they never sleep, but they do take a lot of fag breaks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think it's 'cause they can't sleep because it's like noisy neighbours. There's about 1 million of them.
Yeah,
living
it's like-
sometimes in a room, and they just it must be very. But you see them carrying a leaf, and they see someone else. And they go, "Do you want a hand with that?" And they go, "Don't be silly. You're carrying some at 8 times your body weight as it is." He goes, "Well, you know, I've got another pair of hands free.
Yeah.
Give you a hand. Yeah, they're great.
No, they're
hands.
incredible. They're incredible.
Yeah, I knew that one next.
Okay, well, this is one I'm throwing right at you as well, Carl. There's only one bird that has a penis.
It's
Which
not.
bird
It's
is
not
it?
a joke.
No, it's not a joke. It's not a
fun,
joke. This is a
okay.
genuine trivia question.
I'd say. Oh. I think I've seen one on this. Is it an ostrich?
Right, you're going for ostrich, Carl?
I'll go for ostrich as well.
Right. Did you come up with that yourself, or?
Yeah, I was going to say that before you said it.
Well, guys, you went for ostrich.
Chicken?
You're both wrong. It's actually the swan.
The large chicken.
Yeah.
What?
Have you,
That's a bit worrying then, because I thought I saw an ostrich penis. So what was I looking at?
I don't know, were you just examining it closely at the zoo? What were
No,
you?
I just.
It's probably a strap-on.
It was probably two leather ostriches giving
Yeah.
each other one.
Exactly.
And that's how that can influence people. Things like that. Dirty, filthy leather ostriches can.
Confuse a child if
I
he's at
know.
the zoo and he doesn't know.
A swan's got. That's really annoying. I'd never give a swan a knob. It's the little puffiest of
It
all
is the
birds,
puffiest of all
isn't
birds,
it?
yeah.
Oh, I'm protected by the queen. But I need a knob. If I had to give a knob to any bird,
Good question.
No,
I wish I'd posed that myself. If you could give a knob to any bird, what would it be? Phone in. Oh,
vulture.
of course, a vulture.
That
yeah.
they need a
big
cock,
veiny
yeah.
bang stick.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
yourself, Carl? If you could give a knob to any bird, and don't make it rude. Or if I could give a knob to any bird,
What
I'd make
bird
it
do you
that
suit
Jordan.
suiting up? It's got to be a bird of prey or something like that, isn't it? Cool.
Just a robin, really.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be
Christmas cards would be like.
yeah, but
That'd be brilliant.
it's a normal human-sized
Yeah,
knob
exactly.
on a robin.
On a
That'd
robin.
be
Genius.
great, wouldn't it?
That'd be
And the
genius.
other thing annoying about this is ironic, right? Now, the male of all bird species they're called a cock.
Yes.
Right. But the only bird with a cock,
Yeah.
right, is called a cob.
Is that what a swan's called?
Yeah, they're cob and pen. They're not cock and hen.
That's
and
annoying.
he's got he isn't a cock, but he's got a cock.
Yeah, yeah. Quick query there, Rick.
Go on.
When you said then cock,
Yeah.
presumably you meant male bird
Yeah.
the first time you said it.
Yeah.
The second time you said it, you said cock. Did
Yeah.
you mean the penis?
Well, you're showing off the whole farce of radio broadcasting.
Because you're not really allowed to say cock
No, exactly,
meaning
no.
penis.
One cock would cause great offence.
Yeah.
The other cock's fine.
Exactly.
It's weird, isn't it?
It is strange. It is strange. So, I mean, if I said now to you, oh, I like cocks.
Yeah.
Meaning birds.
Yeah, that's
that'd
fine.
be fine.
Yeah.
But if I meant penises, it would be a problem.
If you like cocks, it was yeah,
Right.
that would be...
Carl,
yeah.
do you like cocks? Do you like cocks?
No.
Right. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I was asking if you like.
No, I like, you know...
Yeah.
I
Well,
like
I mean, I'm a big fan of tits.
The small birds that come
bird.
down and peck at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like tits
Yeah.
and cocks. There's nothing...
Tits and cocks,
There's
there's
nothing
nothing
wrong with... There's nothing... Carl, don't worry. There's nothing wrong with saying
'cause
tits and cocks.
when I said tits, I meant the little birds.
Yeah,
And
they
when I
come
said
down.
cocks, I mean the big birds.
Yeah. Do you know, when,
Go on. No, go on.
No, it's just that it's when you're talking about tits.
Yeah.
You know, at the milk. Do you? I like the fact they flutter away when they hear the milkman coming.
Oh, come on.
So when
What?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, when the milkman's coming, when he's walking up the path.
Ash, and sometimes lovely song. Got to apologise to our producer there because he was worried about. There was nothing wrong with it. It's just like saying you like watching birds in the garden.
It's just that I think you're better than that.
I know it's cheap, isn't it, to say like we like
Yeah, I like tits.
Yeah, I like cocks. So we're a bit more literary now. One of my favourite things
Go on.
is Fanny by Gaslight.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting. I'm a big fan of Moby Dick.
Oh yeah, the book, Moby
Yeah,
Dick.
yeah, yeah,
Not the medical condition. There's
No, no,
nothing
no, no,
in your
no,
it's the big horrible thing that used to swallow semen.
Yeah.
Now in the winter,
Yeah.
Steve,
Go on.
there's nothing I like more than
Yeah.
to keep my hands warm in a muff.
No, sure. You mean those kind of furry things that sort of classy-looking ladies?
Yeah,
use to
posh
get hands on?
ladies often put their hands. You know when you have a nice like a party and they're
Yeah, a
all
nice
leaving,
party, yeah, a
and
winter party.
and you might take the wrong hat or something. There's nothing I like more than to see two posh women with their hands in each other's muffs,
Oh, that's always a
and they're
fun
going,
bit.
"Oh, this must be yours."
Yeah, that
It's
is always funny.
Yeah,
That's always
yeah,
funny.
Yeah. But seriously, no, I'll stop this. You're right. I've got a
Is
degree.
I think I just remembered that my favourite Beatles song is "Come Together."
Yeah. Now we're going to stop this now, Carl, because it's childish. You're right. I've got a philosophy degree, for
Yeah.
Christ's sake, and it's about time.
Who's your
We-
favourite philosopher? Do you mind me asking?
Well, I would tell you, except when I ever talk about it, I go into a Cockney accent.
Really?
So it can be like my favourite philosopher. I like a bit of Kant.
Right. Is that Immanuel Kant,
Yeah.
the philosopher?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah.
That's strange. What's his name again?
Kant.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That can be weird. Can be strange.
Look at Carl's
Look at
face.
his face.
Look at his face.
Join in, Carl.
Oh,
Undo your trousers. Just
we'll
let
be
it
like
hang
Stan
out. Let your
Boardman
cock hang
when he
out.
told the Fokker joke.
Yeah.
We won't do local radio again for 10 years. Ian Brown, dolphins were monkeys.
Yep.
Before that, don't know what that was. I'm still pissed off that swans have got cocks.
Yeah.
It's a waste. It's a waste of a knob with a
I know what
swan.
you mean, I know what you
They don't know what they're doing with it half the time. Now we've got some great. Do you remember? We're stopped all the silly innuendos now. But do you remember?
I think it's because they've got a long neck, and to balance them properly in the water.
a counterbalance.
What are those things that boats have underneath?
A rudder.
No.
No, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like
the
yachts?
keels. Yeah, the big.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
it might be. You might be right. Yeah.
Balance.
What about? But ducks would need one as well, wouldn't they?
Ducks don't.
Because they've got short necks.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's the neck. Yeah.
So hold on. So do you think that's so long necks, long knob?
Don't look at me, Gervais.
That's Steve.
I know. No. Sandy Tossfeg's got a tiny cock, hasn't she?
But she has got one, which is interesting.
That's libelous. I'd just like to say now that Sandy Tossfeg has never had a knob.
No, she's not.
But you're not lying about the neck.
No, she's got a little
Yeah,
neck.
tiny
That's
little
fine.
neck,
That's clear for all to see. I just remember a bloke I saw on Opportunity Knocks once.
Opportunity knocks.
Yeah, it was a pianist who wrote. It's true, and his name was Wayne King. Do you like Wayne King?
Carl, what's your opinion on Wayne King?
I don't know his work.
You're not a fan of his work. Okay, no, that's fine. Carl, we asked your opinion, mate, and you've given it, and that's all we can ask for.
Oh, no opinion on Wayne King.
If you're a fan of Wayne King at home, please get in touch. The email address I had ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. What was the number again? 08700 800 1234. You know, if you like Wayne King, or if you know.
No.
Oh, what are you talking about? We're asking someone's music opinion. It's a music station. What?
It's going to be like this all day.
if
Let's
we
talk about you and your girlfriends again. I think people enjoy that more.
Wow,
you are grumpy. Why are you grumpy? You're all grumpy because you've been loaded. Come on, tell us. Come on.
I think I've got SAD.
What's that mean?
That thing when it's
Sade.
When it's dark outside and you feel depressed.
Oh yeah.
I think I've got that.
But you're from Manchester, aren't you? Isn't it like pitch black there all the time? Isn't it like which countries? Is it Iceland where it's like dark all year?
The land of the mole people.
No.
Yeah.
I was telling Steve before. In fact, I'm not going to bore you with it. Go on. What were we saying about Wayne?
Well, you bored me with it earlier. Can't you bore him with it?
Yeah, it's only fair. What were we saying about what?
Wayne King.
Did you
Oh,
say
Carl,
that?
play a record.
Oh, that's a disgusting, Carl. You're a pervert.
Hello. This Christmas, help a London breakfast show. For every 100 new listeners this month, we'll save one of Santa's reindeer from having his hooves chopped off and boiled down into glue or, you know, turned into an ashtray or something. Please tune in, save a reindeer, and enjoy a variety of music like R.E.M., U2, Turing Breaks, Roots Maneuver, Andrew W.K. and make sure that tiny orphans get a proper Christmas this year? Or do you think that's all right? You sick pervert.
Liquido, play some rock. That's what we're doing, Steve.
We are indeed.
Before that, Weezer, Island in the Sun.
Can I just ask Carl a quick question?
Yeah, why does he swear so much on radio?
No. Carl, did you see that film last night? Gaylord Say No.
Yes.
Oh,
What were you watching that for?
yeah, weirdo. Oh, you're always going to lose with that one. Rick, did you see that film last night, Gaylord Say No?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
you're a Gaylord.
Oh.
That is actually the official way of finding out if someone's gay.
That's how Oscar Wilde got caught.
That's exactly how he got caught.
Yeah, they went, well, we got no evidence. The arm was okay. Anyway, cheers, my lad. Oh, before you go, Oscar, see that film last night? Go and say no.
No.
No, take him away.
Yeah.
Take him,
Take that bender downstairs.
take him out of my sight.
That is how they got him.
Yeah.
That's the official way.
Yeah.
Children in Need last night, Rick.
Oh. I watched a bit of it.
Did you watch any of it, Carl?
I was
It's
watching a bit.
awful.
It is
isn't
pretty bad.
It's the worst thing ever. I mean, I've said this before. The thing about Children in Need, it makes the whole country and BBC One for one day into just one big school fete.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
exactly.
It's so pathetic. The entertainment is ill thought out. It's just boring.
I'd prefer it if they just made everyone pay £1.
That'd be fine. Yeah.
And they make more money and we wouldn't have to sit through it.
Just add it to the license.
But
fee.
surely that's, yeah, exactly, surely that's just a taxation that we should, you know,
But that's
as
fine.
opposed to going through this nonsense of seeing people from West End musicals who aren't selling come out and do
Yeah.
a song.
Yeah, of course.
God.
But it's just that they may as well, because I know there was Terry Wogan at one point going around the audience with a bucket, just running it, getting up members of the audience to put loose change in a bucket. Oh, this is national television.
Yeah.
I'm watching, they've already had to sit through 3 hours of rubbish, now you're making them pay for it.
Does he get paid?
I don't know if he's done it for I know, you know, there's a lot of people who go on there though. All the pop acts that go on there, they're all plugging a new single.
Of course, but that's... yeah.
It's like, it's this mask of sort of this charade of charity, but they're all plugging a single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just pathetic. It's utterly ridiculous. They may as well bring on a big tombola, you know, and guess how many kind of pennies are in the jar.
How did
and,
Pudsey lose his eye as well?
well, you get another one out if you're not careful. And, I watched it quite late because we just had it on in the corner, we were sort of chatting and stuff. And, about 1 o'clock in the morning, okay, they'd been promising this for ages. It was a couple of sort of Hollyoaks stars or something.
Yeah.
Or male stars were going to be part of a male striptease.
Yeah,
you know, a full Monty type.
I turned that off.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch that,
It's,
Steve.
do you know, it's the way he said it'd been promised it for ages. It was
Yeah.
like 1 in the morning. Almost
Carl's
like he's been staying up.
Yes,
What,
Carl's
you've got
got
to measure
you.
me, Carl.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that film last night, Gaylord Say No? No, but the point was, like, the thing about the, are you a Gaylord tied to a tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you are then.
There you are.
Oh, that's
Done
another
ya.
piece of evidence.
Done ya.
Really done me.
But no, seriously, so they bring on these, this male stripper kind of gang come on, like, you know, firemen or whatever. And they come on, and they're like cut to the audience, and there was one woman just putting her glasses on. Like about a 40-year-old woman. It was like, it was 1 in the morning, she'd fallen asleep, and her friend had gone, Agnes, quick,
Here
put
it
your
is.
glasses on, wake up, they're getting their cocks out.
You're
And I
li-
mean cocks.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
they did this striptease, right? They did this striptease, and I have to swear, right? They went right down to their underwear. They had these kind of, and they were just flashing their arses. It was, and I was thinking, this is for kiddies, and it was obscene. It was utterly obscene. I was
Not 1 in
actually
the
appalled.
morning, it's not.
What are you talking about? It was appalling. It's
But the
children
charity
only.
is.
No, but it was just, it was offensive. I was offended by it. It was the BBC, it was charity, and there were blokes with their todgers almost out.
Yeah, but the fact is, yeah, but it's post-Watershed. You can have any event and give it to anything, can't
No,
you?
that's not right. It's for children. Because a lot of children will stay up and watch that. Their parents will go, yeah, it's fine, you know, you can stay up and watch Children in Need. That's for kids.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
asses aren't, you know.
It was, but it wasn't just arses. They gave the impression they were fully nude. I mean, thankfully they weren't. I made a close inspection. But it was obscene.
Hey, yeah, me and Carl
You got the
are
measurement.
looking at each other.
Yeah, you're looking at each other. Gazing into each other's eyes.
Yeah, just for 1 week only, we're back at score, okay? There's innuendos. We laugh when we say the word bender, cock, tits meaning birds.
Carl and Ricky sitting in a tree. Kissing. Rick, have you been enjoying Bubba Sparks' current hit, Ugly? You're ugly. Oh, I'm ugly. Ugly. A song which means nothing to me, actually. I can't relate to it at all. You've
I
heard
have,
of it?
yeah. I have,
What do you make
yeah.
of Bubba?
I like Bubba.
He's a sort of down south kind of rapper.
I know where this is going. I bet you've got a little bit of Bubba in your hip hop challenge.
Well, we did have the hip hop challenge a couple of weeks ago, but I lost. So basically, we're just playing a favourite hip hop track of
Yeah,
ours, aren't we, each
yeah.
week? And this is my selection. It's from Bubba's current album. It's not the hit, Ugly. It's the album's actually called Dark Days, Bright Nights, and I believe this song presumably comes from that title because it's called Dark Days, Bright Nights. Enjoy it, Rick.
I will.
Bubba Sparks, Dark Days, Bright Nights, title track of his current album. Rick, what do you make of it?
I love it.
Do you enjoy
it's
it?
great. It's hypnotic. It's the chorus. Is that a song? Is that sounds like Stevie Wonder?
It does sound like Steve. I don't know. I haven't got the inlay sleeve to hand. I can't tell you.
Does anyone know? Maybe they could call in.
Rick, I'd love to give out the number. In fact, I will. 08700 800 1234. ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk, who is providing the chorus for Bubba Sparks' Dark Days, Bright Nights, 104.9 XFM.
Wow, from Bubba Sparks to Sparky Bubs, those Sparky Bub boys, Suede.
Hey, slick.
Strokes, last night on XFM, 104.9 before that, Suede.
Absolutely.
Beautiful ones. Fella just phoned up and said you were talking about waterfowl before. The only bird with a penis is the swan. And he said it was worried him about the ugly duckling. They'll go about, oh, he turned into a swan, but ducklings, they're not called ducklings, they're called cygnets. I pointed out that the swan in question didn't understand because he thought he was a
An ugly
duckling.
Yeah.
And that all the other ducks sort of laughed at him because he was all gangly and everything. But he turned into a swan and he realised, oh, I was a swan all along.
Yeah,
See?
the ugly duckling story got me through so many bleak nights as a child.
You couldn't wait to one day turn into a swan.
Still waiting for it.
So you can have a knob.
So I can
presumably.
have it, yeah, cool.
Yeah, because, look, Carl, look, don't worry, 'cause it's a nice little, no one's going to complain about this. It's this lovely, childish, lovely little innuendo. There's nothing nasty or vicious, there's no
And anyway,
hate.
off air, you're a different kettle of fish. You were
Yeah.
trying to get us with the Gaylord's joke.
Yes,
just
he
now.
was, and he tried to do this. We'd done the Gaylord, did you see that film last night, Gaylord Say No? Carl, trying to get his own back, went, did you watch Gaylords last night? Brilliant.
It's got to be, did you see that film last night, Gaylord Say No? And then you say no, and we all point and laugh.
Oh, I was going to ask you, is it true he's leaving Friday? Robinson Crusoe.
Nice one. High five, Rick. Oh, he got you right. He got you the right one there. I don't know what that means, but he did.
Anyway. Yeah.
We were talking about children in need, Rick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And, Carl, what's wrong
He's
with
just
you?
got it, he's just got it.
just
Go on.
got
Yeah.
We were talking about children in need earlier, and as I say, I'm not a fan of it. And this is a couple of years ago. I was working, and I had to drive up to Blackpool.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was Comic Relief night. It was a Friday night, and we were listening to all the different kind of BBC radio stations. 'Cause they all cover Comic Relief. They all sort of link up as one big
Yeah.
thing. And I think this was maybe like sort of, I don't know, BBC Solihull or something. And they've always got like, they've got this one guy in the studio doing all the DJing, and there's some bloke who's sort of outside the BBC with some kids and whatever else, kind of doing a live link up. And the guy outside was Steve Baxter. I forget the name of the DJ inside.
I love the fact you remember this man's name.
Well, it's important because we're listening, and the guy in the studio, he's there and he's chatting away, and he's going, got a signed picture here of the Spice Girls. All the girls have signed that, so the highest bidder gets to win that, and you have that. And I seem to have run out of words. He just said, I seem to have run out of words, and we were like listening, like, okay, and he just went, I seem to have run out of words. I wonder if Steve Baxter's got any for me. And Steve Baxter was just outside, like, obviously not ready, just going...
Didn't have any words
"Do what,
either?"
mate?" Yeah, no words.
Well, who's got all the words then?
It was wordless.
I don't believe it. He's probably used up too many words in the first hour.
Exactly. He just used all the words up.
And he didn't want to repeat himself.
Exactly.
So he just thought, that's it.
It was a hideous London. So we were enjoying that and the work of Steve Baxter. And we were driving along, and then we were driving and we got stuck in this just jam on the way up to Blackpool. And I saw this kind of white Mercedes, like a couple of them. I thought, it looks quite swank, you know, and I'm swank. And I drove up, we were driving up behind it, and the number plate was something like, I can't remember exactly, but I think it was something like Orv 1. I'm thinking, interesting, Orv 1, you know. So we're driving alongside, who is driving? No, actually, it wasn't a driver. There was a guy driving it, in the front seat, asleep.
Green Dog.
Keith Harris.
Really?
Keith Harris was there. Orville, as I recall, on the back seat.
Oh, no.
I couldn't believe it, yeah.
Was asleep or?
I think he was asleep.
Just knackered.
I didn't see Cuddles, the crazy monkey. I imagine he would have popped up at some point, just kind of annoying the driver's hair, just going a bit crazy.
Yeah, you've got, I think Cuddles has to go in the boot.
He's got to go in the boot, 'cause he caused havoc.
Yeah, and knowing Cuddles, he'd put his hands over the driver's eyes,
Exactly,
knocking around.
causing all kinds of trouble.
But the thing is, he doesn't understand road safety, to be fair.
Well, he's a monkey.
Yeah,
He's a monkey and he's got a lisp.
And not even, not even a real one at that.
No.
Is it, the thing what was about, Orville is that argument raged for years between him and Harris. And Orville's right. he can't fly.
He can't fly. Yeah.
So I'm worried that Harris will lull him to full sense of security.
but you can fly.
Yeah, and then when Harris is out, Orville will climb onto a chair, onto a windowsill, basically think he can fly, and just plummet
Yeah.
to his death.
Think, just a quick point about Orville. I'm surprised he's still not potty trained. Because he's been wearing that nappy of his for years.
I know.
He can talk. He's mastered the power of speech.
Yeah.
Still crapping everywhere, I assume.
I assume so.
Flying around.
Yeah.
Terrible mess.
And as we definitely know, it's a duck, so he hasn't got a cock.
He has not got a penis.
Penis, sorry. That was a mistake. There, I did say cock.
Did you mean penis though?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have said that, Rick.
I'm really
You should have
sorry.
pretended you meant bird.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
Oh, we're gonna
put your fingers in your mouth like this, Carl. Right? Put it apart like that. Put it apart.
Alright.
Now just say bucket and spade.
No, with your
No,
fingers
put
in your
your
mouth.
fingers out and just say bucket and spade.
Bucket and spade.
No, don't do
keep your
that.
fingers in your mouth when you say it.
Bucket.
Oh, Carl, play a
that's
record.
outrageous, Carl.
Smashing Pumpkins, Untitled Mix FM 104.9. I just got to tell you something, Steve. Remember, at my birthday party, my girlfriend had bought me one of those, arcade games you put money in a pub.
Oh, it's a quiz machine, though, isn't
Quiz
it?
machine, yeah, touch the screen. And we're all playing, but Steve, with his general film knowledge, people were getting like 100,000 points and getting through, right? Steve got something like 8 million.
Right, listen, I got the top score on a movie trivia quiz game, right? Who's the geek now?
Yeah.
All right, Carl? Hello.
No, but it was impossible. And I tried it, and I for like months after, I just thought I've just got to knock him off the top. And I did it all the other categories, and I was best at rock. Let's say that. But by no means is the gap between a friend of mine and a friend of yours, Johnny Camden, the lovely Irish comedian, came round last night.
Yeah.
Had a couple of goes. He got something like 30 million.
That's mental.
He was
That's madness.
Yeah. In fact, you're right, because, Johnny bought this comic, right? He loves Doctor Who, and he bought this comic, and Steve, he left it there, and Steve got a post-it note on every page wrote geek.
Yeah.
Johnny gets it home, reads it on the tube, and there's geek written everywhere on every page. That's the sort of vicious man Steve is. He can hand it out. Do you know what I mean? Imagine him calling you a geek. What must that feel like, to be called a geek by Steve Merchant? What do you think, Carl?
Every week he has a go at me anyway.
What are
Yeah.
you talking about? A go at you? You're having a go at me
for the
every week.
last 3 weeks.
What?
You've been having a go at me.
I have not had a go. You've always had a go at me.
You've always said to me, what do I look like? And what do you expect me to do? Lie?
Oh, he's done you again, Steve!
No, I'm not getting into this.
Done
'cause
you
One
again!
lad called up before and said, have a go at Steve again, these looks. And it's not like a game. I'm not like coming in here every week and wanting to make you look, come across as an ugly bloke. I don't need to do that.
He's done you
I
up!
can't. It's
He's
like,
done you
Is this
up.
because of the Gaylord stuff?
No, it's
Are you
just,
having a go at me again?
Oh.
it's just that you had a go at me before.
I didn't have a go at you
you.
at all. I was talking to Ricky. I haven't had a word. I haven't spoken a word
It's
to
in
you.
your eyes.
Is this why you're in an ugly mood? A bad mood? A generally grim mood? Is it because like you just think I'm going to have a go at you?
I don't know what it is. When I get here, you're alright. And then as soon as you come in here, you change.
I haven't done anything. What are you talking about? You're paranoid. I haven't said anything, mate. I've drawn a
keeping
little
at it.
picture of you here, but I've
I'll
not
tell you
said
what,
anything.
what we need now is a song for the lovers. I want to tell
Rick,
you now,
please.
this has been one of my favourite songs for about 20 years. It's by David Bowie. Now, David Bowie's had his phases, and I liked his glam stuff, and Tin Machine went off. He's always sort of there, on and off, right? But this song is off Space Oddity, and it's called Letter to Hermione, and I don't know why he stopped writing songs like this, because this is probably one of the most beautiful songs ever recorded, and I know Steve agrees with me on this.
I do indeed. Rick, can I just kiss and make up with Carl?
No, that is...
No, let me just kiss my kiss.
Yeah, but it doesn't next week it'll be the same again. It doesn't mean anything. It's like saying
kiss on the
sorry.
lips. Kiss on the lips.
Go on, he's...
Get off
I've never... Carl has gone
use tongue.
a absolute shade of purple, straining not to have Merchant's...
There's no point, Steve.
No.
There's no point.
No, just shake and make up.
Shake what, Rick?
There you go. All friends, sit down. That's lovely, that's a lovely moment. It's XFM 104.9, and this is Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. It's beautiful. Letter to Hermione by David Bowie, wow. As for that, I think he wrote The Laughing Gnome.
I know, it's just, the thing about David Bowie, I feel the same way, it's that he's clearly a great, you know, rock musician, great fun records, you know, I saw him at Glastonbury, absolutely fantastic entertainer, but his songs have never gripped me, they never got me at heart, you know.
Except that one.
That's the first one I've ever heard of his, which really got me in the gut.
Yeah.
Amazing lyrics.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Carl, what were your thoughts?
It's alright.
Yeah, you're a poet, Carl. Play something else then.
Blur. Coffee and TV. Good to hear that one again.
Yes, good.
For that Radiohead True Love Waits. Wow. Steve, it's time for my world-famous film review.
People love it.
Yeah.
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 How, can I just ask, before you crack on with the film review, I notice you often do films that people have already seen.
Well, you see, that's what I mean. That's why I think your film review failed. Because people didn't know what film you're talking about. They hadn't seen it.
Yes.
See, there was mine. I picked ones they've seen.
Sure.
You know,
Because a lot of people would say that the benefit of a film review was the fact that they hadn't seen it yet, so they were going to make up their mind based on that.
I don't know who'd say that.
I prefer Ricker's.
Okay.
See?
All right, Carl. See, there you are again, being nasty to me.
No, he's got a choice.
All right. Anyway, so my point is that how would you hope people would use your reviews? Right?
However they want.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
So.
Would you hope that they'd maybe seen the film but they hadn't yet made up their mind?
Whether they liked it or
Whether
not.
they liked it or
well,
not.
this is up to them. This is, you know, this is for everyone. It's easy.
So if someone said, because I think, was it, you did, one of your most famous ones, I think, was, One for the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
Now that came out, I think, in 1975.
Yeah.
So maybe some people saw it in 1975, haven't yet made up their mind as to what they thought
Yeah,
of it.
now this put them straight and what
Sure.
to look for next time, maybe.
Okay.
Now, ready? Ricky Gervais film review.
Sure.
Review. Right? Chosen Rain Man.
Rain Man, okay. Now this has been on TV quite a few times and it was a multiple Oscar winner.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, okay. Right. Rain Man, it's got Tom Cruise in it,
Yep.
and he's alright, he's normal, but he finds out he's got a brother who's a bit mad. Dustin Hoffman is doing it, right? And it's meant to be. He's all weird, but he's meant to be, so it's good acting. Now, oh god, he needs to keep his brother, but they don't want him to have a brother, and he doesn't remember a lot, but he dropped him in the bath and burnt him when he was little, clumsy idiot. But then he finds out he can make a bit of money, so they get the same suits, and they go bet two for good, because he's got special powers. So he can know what the roulette. He wins that, and he drops some toothpicks. He knows how many there are. And he recognises the waitress just through the book. He's got all his football cards. Don't put them out of order. Don't go in the telephone box with him, he smells. And get him back in time for Jeopardy or watch it. Anyway, then they slap his head and get worried. Qantas don't crash. So he's got all that. And in the end, he doesn't, I don't think, but at least they've met each other.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, Rain Man, a film about autism, which is strangely appropriate, I think, when you're reviewing it.
Anyway.
What would you give it out of 10?
Oh, 9.
Okay. Thanks very much for that. Were you useful? Yeah? Have you seen the film before?
No, but I will now.
Okay, jolly good. Well, excellent.
New Order. 60 miles an hour on XFM 104.9. Well, quarter of an hour to go.
Yep.
We've still got your song for the ladies.
Song for the ladies coming up. Time now, though, Rick, for Under the Covers. You've got me covered. Cover Me Bad. Which is when we play a cover version of a well-known hit.
Just see the sort of effort that goes into the show.
It's a lot of work.
We've learnt something. We've learnt the only bird with a penis is the swan.
Swan.
We've had an interesting anecdote where he saw Orville.
I saw Orville.
Yeah.
Keith Harrison Orville.
We've had a film review, Rain Man.
Informative.
An award-winning film I reviewed today.
Yes.
So
That was an Oscar winner, Carl.
ants. There's been things about ants.
Ants never sleep.
Yeah.
If you missed the beginning, you won't know that fact.
We've had various songs
Music.
and that.
Beautiful.
So carry on, Steve.
Cover Me Up. The White Stripes, everyone's raving about them, Rick.
Sure.
They are an exciting band, and this is their cover of the Dolly Parton classic, Jolene.
Love it already.
Stripes and their version of Jolene. What did you make of it, Rick?
Loved it. Loved it. I want to ask Carl a question though, because Carl sometimes in awe of this newfangled world we live in. What do you think of the scenario? What do you think is going on there? Because it's a bloke singing to a woman, begging her not to take his man. What do you think's going on there?
Say again.
Well, that's a bloke there singing.
Yeah, to his wife Jolene.
Right. Were you listening to the lyrics, or?
You see, I got mixed up anyway. I thought it was about that one about the person who chucks himself off a bridge. So I was thinking more about that than listening to that one.
Right, listen.
Well, go on it.
Right. Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. You flaming locks of auburn hair, even though you can, don't. He's all I've got. You're a beautiful woman. Don't take my man, because I can't compete with you, right?
Yeah.
What do you think's going on there, though? Because, you know, it's Dolly Parton singing it, we know what's going on. they're fighting over the same man, aren't we?
Yeah.
What do you think's going on when a bloke singing it to Jolene? What do you think of the scenario there?
That's one of them names, isn't it? That could be a bloke's name. It's like Leslie.
Oh, Christ. Okay, sorry, it was a...
I wish you'd not asked him that question. It's so exhausting.
I love him.
Do
I love
ants,
Carl.
do ants sleep, Carl? Which bird's got a cock?
Swan.
A swan. Okay, nice one. Listen, I want to play that song for various people who've emailed and phoned in saying they want requests. We don't really play requests on the show, but we'd like to mention them anyway. Matt Barr, Magic Thighs. That's not Matt Barr's Magic Thighs,
No.
that's Matt Barr and Magic Thighs.
Yeah.
Kieran in Dublin, Stuart in Hackney, Lisa and Alison in Crouch End, and Glenn in Crystal Palace, who was phoning up with a nice message earlier. All of you, thanks for listening, and thanks for enjoying it. Sorry we didn't play your requests, but tune in next time, it'll be fun. Anyway, I just thought I wanted to say, really.
Here's Tragic.
What's tragic?
What did you want me to say about that song?
Just your opinion. Your own opinion was fine.
it's
In
sad.
fact, your own opinion is better than anything I could really hope for. Without doubt. Whenever I ask you a question...
You constantly surprise us.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So only ever carry on telling the truth, carry on saying exactly what's on your mind, and I think this could become a great...
You're like a man who was frozen in Victorian era and has been reawoken and he's kind of discovering the world. Some things make sense, other things don't. It's beautiful. It's
As
really
opposed to one that was made in a castle in Victorian times, like Steve.
nice. Oh, that's just...
Oh, I've joined in with Carl.
I can't believe it.
I'm
I thought you were on
sorry.
my side.
Yeah, no, it was irresistible though, wasn't it? I'm really sorry. Should we play a record? Right, I'm afraid that is about it from us.
Absolutely. I always leave the ladies with the song, Rick, as you know. And the song for the ladies this week, again, it comes from the free giveaway CD that comes with this excellent little magazine called Comes With a Smile. And there's always something interesting.
How are you spelling that?
I've played the Mull Historical Society before. This is a track. It says it's just a demo, which is I don't know why. If they've been picked up, it's outrageous. They're called Sloan, and this is called Pretty Together. See you next time.
Goodbye.
Here's what we're gonna do it Ari Shaffir style. What he does is he starts recording his podcast and he doesn't tell you.
Oh, but you just told us.
Yeah, I know. But then he starts the episode when it gets funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he waits until funny shit's happening and then he edits it there. But I'm not one of these like work doing kind of guys.
So this is all the podcast.
Yeah, so it's already started. So if you're listening right now, there was nothing preceding.
No,
What I just
there's
said
a
right
lot of
there.
less funny than this stuff.
Yeah.
If you can imagine that.
Adam is gone for this episode, thank God.
We replaced him with a much funnier Jew.
Yeah.
Sam Morrill is here.
Jew upgrade. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
You guys, here's what I think about. the
Adam's back,
Democrats.
everyone.
Yeah,
Adam's back and he's being gay.
yeah, he is.
Which is very on
He really stunk it up on the last episode.
I just looked at your shirt and I realized you're wearing the same shirt from last night.
Oh, yeah.
Because that means you got laid.
Oh, yeah. We got head,
It's
baby.
interesting because I've been wearing the same shirt for probably 7 days, and it means, it means the exact opposite.
Yeah, you got Martha's Vineyard and you got your little sea captain hat.
Yeah, dude, I'm on the Downeaster Alexa, a classic
Down syndrome.
Billy Joel tune.
The Down syndrome Alexa.
What possessed him to write that song? I'm gonna write a motherfucking. This is gonna be about boat dudes. That's what I'm gonna imagine. I'm a boat dude for
Isn't
this
he from
song.
Long Island?
Yeah.
No, he's from the Bronx, actually.
Oh, is he?
He lives in Long Island.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but
He's from the Bronx, really?
Yeah,
I
You
didn't
could be a
know.
little Jew in the
He hasn't
Bronx.
written
He's
a new
Puerto- he's
song
Puerto
in, what,
Rican.
like 20 years? How long?
Billy
How
Joel's
long
Puerto
is-
Rican.
How long has he written when's the... He's Puerto Rican?
Yeah,
Wilhelmo Joel.
yeah. I don't know.
Joez.
Probably,
Yeah, I don't know.
He probably wrote the soundtrack for some Disney movie that no one saw.
Yeah, that's
You know those Disney movies where it's like House Fans by Disney. They just
That
like
Avenue Q money? That's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Broadway money?
yeah.
I knew the kid who's... I think his dad, like, contributed to that, and he ended up, like, murdering someone.
What the
He ended up murdering someone in Soho House, and it was, like, the front page of the Post for, like, a year.
to Avenue
And I was
Q.
like, I used to play ball with that guy. He was always nice to me. I guess he's not that nice. He strangles someone to death in a bathtub.
That's crazy. Did you think
Yeah.
that was always inside of him, or maybe he like flipped? I always wonder that. Like, what if I murder somebody someday, and then I'm like,
I
oh
could
shit,
see
I
it.
guess I was always that guy.
I guess you just don't know.
I feel like it could happen to anybody. Like something happens, and then you get pissed off and you murder somebody,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something happens. You methodically kill small woodland creatures, work your way up to human until you're, comfortable. You start like a bunny rabbit, and then like a whole deer, and
But
then
that's not everybody, because a lot of these forensic files, a lot of people, how many people just kill for money?
Yeah.
It's like that, and it's like, by the way, no one ever died. If you fall down a
That's-
flight of stairs, it was a murder.
That's the most common
No one
motive.
falls down a flight of
That's
stairs.
the most common motive
Yeah.
is like fucking, financial shit.
And it's like I can't believe they think they're going to get away with it. There's always like, oh, we took out a life insurance policy 2 weeks ago, and then Grandma just fell.
he went to the gun store and the insurance, and then got an insurance policy, and then our grandma had 18 shots in the back of her head.
You say who falls down the stairs, and that literally happened to my grandmother's friend.
Really?
Her lifelong friend. She went to nursing school with her in the 40s. They'd known each other since
What was
like,
nursing school back then? It was just like
I don't know how to like keep band-aids away from black people. Just make sure they don't get their hands on them. It'll dirty them up. Back then they reused band-aids.
yeah,
too.
those were black people
Exactly.
band-aids.
Yeah.
After white people gotta go,
Yeah.
you sent them to the.
But yeah, no, she had known her for like her whole life. It was her best friend, and her best friend was over like visiting at their house, and she had to go upstairs to like go to the bathroom or something, and so she's going up the stairs and like just misses her grasp, and she's like whoop whoop, and then in front of my grandma falls backwards and just just splits her fucking head open.
In front
blood,
of her?
Yeah, blood pouring out of her head.
Holy
shit.
I was about to make a
coma.
joke until you said blood.
I mean,
Go ahead.
my grandma luckily doesn't listen to Cum Town. So in front of her friend dying. Oh yeah, it was a fucking nightmare.
That's
'Cause then-
awful.
Yeah, like she was in the hospital, and then the family was like kind of blaming my grandma and grandpa.
She left out the banana peel, you know?
Yeah. They're like, you just couldn't give up those damn bananas. Could you? You're 87 years old. You don't need to eat those bananas all day long.
Have you guys ever seen someone actually slip on a banana peel? It's one of the funniest things on earth.
I don't think I've seen
I've
that.
witnessed it. It was the best thing.
I saw a guy. I was doing that Bethesda Hyatt show, that Kurt Shackelford show. And me and Joe Robinson are out in the lobby talking, and there's like this guy who's like, he's like a big dude. He's a middle-aged dude. He's probably like 6'3", like 300 some pounds, and I just hear this like awful like kind of noise.
No.
And me and Joe look over, and they have these like marble stairs with like an edge like this, like a fucking 90-degree edge on each step. And I look over, and this guy's just face down. It looks like he's laying on the stairs. and it like takes a second. We're like, what the fuck? And then we realize he just tripped and went directly. And so I run over to him, and I'm like, sir, are you okay? And he's just out cold.
Holy
He's not
shit.
responsive. And I hold his head and go to roll him over. I'm making sure his neck doesn't shift at all. Like I know what the fuck I'm doing, but
That is like the classic comedy that the guy's too fat to pull over.
well, I start lifting him, and it's almost like someone peeling duct tape off something. You just hear the skin in his head is
that's awful.
peeling off the step. And there's a deep groove, and blood just starts pouring out. I'm like, okay, well, I just like place him back, place him back. And as I'm like placing him back, he like comes to, and he's like, because he's making the sound a guy makes when he's knocked the fuck out, which is that like. When their breathing's all fucked up. And then he comes to, and he's like, he doesn't know where he is and shit. And I'm like, do you know what day it is? Blah, blah, blah. And he like asked his name, and then paramedics came and shit. But it was fucking
Jesus Christ.
it was frightening to see that.
I saw a crazy one once. This is insane. I was like walking just in New York City. I was in 6th grade. I'm walking down the street to get on the bus, and an old lady jumps out of a building and lands probably 5 feet in front of me and splat dead. And it was like, that made me think of it, because she just like, your mind plays tricks in you.
That's a way better story.
No, but just the idea that like they're just flat. She was flat down.
I saw a guy that needed 4 stitches, and then like had ice cream later that night.
Well, it's like you think you're in on a movie set. Your brain's like protecting you from the trauma. So I was just like, oh, I'm in like Punk'd. That was a popular show when I was in 6th grade.
Still a popular show.
It's great.
So she just fucking did she like explode? Or was
No,
she just-
it was that's what was so fucked up. It's just she just like it was like splat, and you just, and you heard like and she was not instantly dead. I remember she was like oh, and I was like shit. So someone got her a blanket, and I was like, I don't think that's gonna do it. I don't think the blanket's gonna do it. But
and then what happens is a bunch of clowns came in one of those tiny ambulances, and they get the stretcher out, and they put the the stretcher upside down. They get tied up in the stretcher.
Well, I remember being. Look, this is the worst part of it. I remember being like, I was young. I was a little traumatized.
Yeah, of course.
And I remember calling a friend of mine, and his mom was kind of crazy, and I was like, I'll talk to him. It'll make me feel better. And I called him, and she picked up, and he wasn't home, and she just talked for like 20 minutes straight. She was like one of those self-involved, like awful people, where she was like, and then Martin did this, and then we did this, and then I was like, she's like, how was your day? It was like 20 minutes in the conversation. I was like, I just saw someone die, and she's like, all right, well, Elliot will be back shortly.
Oh my god, dude.
It was like no sympathy.
That's insane. I remember one time I used to hang out at my friend's house after school when I was in like junior high or whatever, and my mom worked at like a daycare center, so she'd be at work till like 7 p.m. I just wouldn't see her, wouldn't hear from her, and it was just like abnormal to hear from my mom like in the afternoon. And I was over at my friend's house one time, and my mom calls, like my friend's mom is like, yeah, your mom's on the phone, and I like pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, I need you to meet me at home right now. And I'm like, why? What's up? I'm not worried that I'm in trouble. Like, my first thought is like, she found the pornography on the computer. I'm going to jail. She found the pornography.
Good run.
Yeah, I got
I've seen him blow.
She's like, I just need you to come home now. And I was like, why can't you tell me what's about? She's like, just come home. And so I hang up the phone, and I'm like consulting with my friends. I'm like,
oh my god,
fuck, dude, she found, there's got to be porn on there. Like, she found porn on my computer. I'm like, fuck, it's like, she knows I'm masturbating, which is illegal. I'm never gonna be allowed to jack off again. I'm like so worried about it. I'm like sick with work, because like, why the fuck is my mom home from work? Like now I'm like, fuck. And then I get there, and she's in tears, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be so bad. And she's like, Erica was driving home, and she was T-boned by a truck, and she's dead. And Erica was this 19-year-old woman that like worked at the daycare center she worked at, who was always like super cool to me,
good.
And like, I was legitimately sad about it afterwards, but at the time I was like, thank God. I was like, so much relief. I was like, boys, guess who's still jacking off?
By the way, Erica got teabagged by a car.
T-bone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God my mom didn't find those pictures of Sable topless from that.
Oh, she was great. WWE Divas.
Yeah. I used to beat off to a Newgrounds game where you could like put clothes on Britney Spears. It was like this Britney Spears nude, and you could drag the underwear off, and then you could beat off to it.
The Britney Spears fakes were great. I loved where she's like smiling so big, and it's just like some guy with a 14-inch dick is fucking her. She's just like her headshot, like her fucking promotional.
The fakest porn ever.
So good,
I love those, dude. Like the fake Sarah Michelle Gellar shit. She had like massive tits with her face, and they're like, all right, I think this is fake.
It was so easy to beat off as a child, dude.
Dude.
Especially the guys that make fakes, and then they make like the shitty fakes, and then they put their like watermark on the bottom.
Yes.
It's like Brian's Nudes. .geocities.com. Check me out, guys.
I had, when I was in 6th grade, I had a porno magazine that I made and distributed to my high school, to my school. It's really true. It was called Play Amigo magazine, and a friend and I, is 100% true.
It's called Play Amigo?
It was a great run while it lasted. No, you know what happened? It was my friend.
That sounds like a Wii game. Where you like interact with some 5-year-old Hispanic boy. Let's play Amigo. We'll teach him how to read.
It was great.
It's like Dora for boys.
It'd be like 6 pages, and it would just be me finding websites of like that type of shit and just printing it on my dad's printer. Color pages. I was using his money.
That was so much ink.
Yeah. So much ink. And I would sell it for like $6 an issue. And there was a couple kids that would buy every issue. And I got busted by like, I had a very gay teacher named Mr. Jones who passed away. He was a great guy.
Yeah.
And I remember he found the porn one day, and he was like, I'll just say it was lingerie. he was such a good sport.
That's hilarious.
So we never got taken down. I just kind of I walked away from
I
the
remember
game.
someone's brother got caught like looking at porn because he was doing the same thing where he printed out the pictures, and like the printer ran out of ink while he was printing out porn, so he's just like forgot about it, and then his mom like replaced the ink in the printer, and the printer's like immediately. It's like a woman's pussy. Getting
Just the bottom half.
yeah. Oh, good lord. Yeah.
Oh, we got a virus, Mom.
Yeah. And it's funny, you think like, oh well, adults know all what that is, but like people didn't really like suck dick or eat pussy until like the 80s or 90s. I'm serious. I'm not even
they
kidding.
sucked and fucked, dude.
No, they didn't
that's
suck
not
dick.
true.
No, it is true.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, in like
They
the
sucked and
50s. I mean, if you go back to the 50s, that was like
No, they were sucking and
They were
fucking.
sucking dick,
no, they
dude.
weren't.
The whole Kinsey thing. Come on.
that was later. That was in the 60s. That was during like free love and stuff. Like 50,
Nah.
like older. Yeah, I guarantee you, your
They were like
grandparents.
old Greek orgies and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like 300
It's
BC.
300 years ago, but I'm talking about an American culture and like conservative America and like the first half of like your grandparents, your granddad probably never put his dick in your grandmother's mouth. Maybe when he was in the war.
I don't believe
No,
that.
maybe when he was in the war over seas and he got sucked off by somebody over there. But like
Mm-hmm.
you don't put your dick in your wife's mouth. That was like the
In Lover's
disagree.
Lane, when
I
they're
hope that's
fucking
not
necking,
true.
they get a malt and then they go fucking over an overpass and they're fucking
Those people didn't
making
fuck-
out.
yeah,
You don't
nah.
think they're getting their dick sucked? That's a you're definitely getting beaten off.
No.
What?
Yeah.
I think I'd have bored him back then. Yeah, you at least tried. I think
Dude,
there's gotta be.
they're getting beaten off, dude.
Nope.
Well,
disagree.
we'll have to table this.
It was only P
discussion.
and V.
No, dude, they're in T-birds. You don't think they're getting sucked off in a T-bird?
No.
How are you gonna fuck in those little cars, dude?
They're not getting sucked off, I'm telling you. Conservative
man.
50s America. Look, I've read every one of Bill O'Reilly's books. He talks about it. He said, I've never fucked. And it's because of the culture. It has nothing to do with me.
I wanted to fucking. I'm gonna do some historical research. I feel like I've seen porn from like black and white porn.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, people that produce porn were doing that. But I mean, like, contemporary
Yeah, okay,
American
yeah,
culture.
yeah, norms
I didn't.
mainstream.
I'm not saying that blowjobs didn't exist.
Right.
I'm saying, like, the average
It
American.
wasn't the norm.
Yeah, an average, like the same way that most people
possible.
don't fuck their wife in the ass these days.
What?
I mean, everybody fucks in the ass,
I'm
but
not a big anal sex guy.
No,
Yeah.
I'll
That's
throw
not
it.
my
I'll,
thing.
I'll
it's
put it
just
in the
one of the
mix.
like. I bet it's like pissing on your girlfriend's face.
Ah, okay.
That I like. But,
Yeah,
like when she's running her
Sure,
mouth.
I've done it. I've done it. But I mean, is
Sure.
it a thing that happens all the time? No.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Well, the one thing I want to talk about more about getting caught beating off because I had a fucking because my mom I grew up in this utopia where my fucking immigrant parents didn't use computers, so I was going fucking crazy, dude. I was like beating off to the strangest shit, and the first thing my mom found was the first time she learned fucking computers. I was on some vile shit. I just got a call from my mom, and she was like, someone was on crackhoreconfessions.com. I was like, what are these crack whores? I was like, oh, I don't know, mom. It's probably Nick and George. I'm just throwing my little brothers under the bus.
yeah.
It was just like,
That happened to me. I was like, me and my friends are going to the pool, and my friend Zach's stepdad is like, so, Nick, what's up with these Playboy magazines? I was like, excuse me? And he was like, all these Playboy, and then Zach's like, oh, yeah, those are mine. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, oh, Zach, you piece of shit. He blamed me.
Yeah,
He said it was my
yeah.
fault. Luckily, he copped to it at the last minute, but...
yeah, that's I was beating off to some vile shit, dude. LimeWire, did you ever beat off to
LimeWire,
Yeah,
it was a fucking risk.
I
You at least now you have the thumbnail and you know what you're going into. Those you spend like 30 minutes downloading,
And it's
God
getting
knows
porn.
what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to download a still from the movie Swordfish, Halle Berry, when she was like
classic.
tanning and
Yes.
drops. I used to download that.
It was shocking that she
repeatedly.
did that.
I would download it, beat off to it, delete it, and then an hour later, like download it again.
You feel like a real hacker when you're doing that. You're just like,
It was like the movie Swordfish.
Yeah, that's what that movie's about. It's about hacking while you get your dick sucked.
that's literally.
Yeah. I like that he has trouble hacking while the blowjob is going on.
Yeah.
That's the only scene I remember.
And the whole time you're jacking off, you're like, David Justice didn't know what he had. Didn't know how lucky he was. Yeah, I liked, she was in the rotation for sure. I'm trying to think who else made.
There was a
like, who the
specific
classic-
picture of Salma Hayek with only one tit out.
Wow.
You guys ever see that one?
No.
No, but
That might have been a fake, but it was a very good fake. Salma Hayek was a big.
she was big.
Huge.
From Dusk Till Dawn was huge.
I used to
Oh,
beat off a
boy.
lot to Miss September 1980.
Really?
Yeah.
I did like the old, like you would come across like a 1960s, and they just had the cone titties with like giant nipples. Something about that you don't see that anymore. Maybe the bras were
Not a fan.
forming them that way.
Not a fan.
It was like a fun. And you also had some very, very.
There's this shitty old comic in
women.
Austin one time that I go into the Velveeta room and he's just drunk. And he's like an Austin staple, this guy like Carry On. Everyone loves him. I don't know why I'm shitting on him. But it was very much a thing where like for 45 years he was the only comedian in Austin.
Right.
So it's like, how funny is this guy? You know, he's not really. You know?
Right.
And he's just drunk and he's in the Velveeta room. And he's like, you know, back then the girls, they just had these big old pair of just like torpedo-shaped tits. These big old titties that torpedo-shaped like the fins on a big old Cadillac. These big old tits, and you could see them, and then the bra, he's swinging in the wind, these big old tits. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You fucking retarded old man. This is the shit you beat off to 400 years ago. You know, there's not a punchline coming. You're just drunk.
Oh, that was him on stage?
Yeah, this is him on stage.
No.
I thought he was making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Austin. He just has a stroke up there.
Yeah. No, there's this other guy, Art. There's all these guys from the 80s, back again when nobody was doing comedy.
Yeah.
And so,
And you
know,
watch it and you're like, oh,
yeah,
God.
and all these guys were friends with Bill Hicks because, you know, he was around back then.
Right.
Sound like him.
Yeah, there was
And
this guy.
Kinnison, they're like, that devil.
Kinnison's great. Kinnison's
Kinnison,
great.
Louder Than Hell is one of the best albums
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
I love Kinnison.
I'm not
but
even-
I don't
so
love
many
the
people
Kinnison
stole.
clone.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the lower level guys. I'm talking about the people that were legitimate like open micers that wouldn't last at 6 months if they started now.
Right.
Who populated the scene. There was this guy Art Mack that I guess had been around forever, and Bryson was just waiting in the foyer of the Velveeta room one time, and Art like stands there next to him, and you know they're just standing there next to each other awkwardly, and Bryson's not going to start conversation with him because he's they really know the guy, and like Art's like waiting for something to say, and they stand there for like 20 seconds, and then Art looks around and he goes, "Used to be girls that came here to fuck the comics." And then he gets nothing on that and just leaves.
He thought he was really going to bro down.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Fuck, it would be nice if more women just explicitly came to fuck comics.
You fucking got laid last night.
Yeah, that's true. That literally did happen to
She
me.
literally walked up to you and said, "Do you want to come home with me?"
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it was. That's true, but maybe more of that. If it could happen literally
This
every
is a
time.
good time. It's a good time to be a comedian.
It is
Yeah,
a
we're
good
gonna
time, you're
take
right.
Cumtown on the road, and if you want to fuck Stavros, and pay me, well, you give him the money, but he has to give it to me.
You're fucking
$100.
turning me out, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I can't wait to fuck this girl. I just go in, it's like 4 dudes. Yeah, time to fuck Stav.
I'm just getting a manicure. With
In the same room, though.
What I tell you,
With the apple on your mouth. I was like, I wonder what he's hanging in there.
yeah, he's my little piggy pie. Don't fuck him up now. I gotta sell that ass all week, baby. Daddy need his toenails back.
Oh, it's like the scene in Deliverance. You just come in and save him with an arrow. How fucked up is that scene?
Oh, the worst. Fuck. We could probably pimp out Adam for real, though. He's a cute little twink.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
He's your Phil Hanley?
Yeah, he is our Phil Hanley.
Nice little twink.
Yeah, we're in DC as a Road episode.
That's why Adam's not here. We didn't really kick him off the podcast.
No, we haven't made fun
He's
of
back
Keith
home,
yet.
just experiencing, dating life in New York. Wow, that's crazy.
It's so hard.
Wow, these girls you have to interact with.
Yeah, some beautiful woman with a septum piercing and double T titties is asking Adam to hog tie her right now, and he's going to find a way to
He's like,
complain about it when we get home.
I don't know how to do this. Shut up.
You fucking asshole.
Shut the fuck up, Adam.
You guys got the good recipe for a hip podcast. You guys got the good dynamic, and then you got the guy you hate. That's all you need.
Yeah, we did. I was explaining to someone, we did kind of the reverse Carl Pilkington thing. What you do is normally a good podcast is you get 2 guys that are smart and then a dumb guy to beat up on. But we did the reverse. We got 2 dumb guys and we make fun of him for being some kind of book reading faggot or whatever.
Whenever he starts saying facts, we call him gay. That's what we do. That's how this podcast
Throw
works.
Tabasco on him. Shut up.
And that's what people really want, dude. That's what got Trump in office, which I cannot be more happy about.
Yeah, you
dude,
totally
facts are
flipped.
for pussies.
I didn't vote for him, but I am happy he won.
Yeah.
Which is the best,
Yeah.
When something good happens and you didn't have to do any work for it.
I was furious for Tuesday, and then I woke up and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was blackout drunk also, and that is not a good thing for when something unexpected happens.
Well, my girlfriend the last week has been like, oh, well, what if I have to get an abortion? It's like, you'll be fine. We live in New York
we
City.
have a staircase. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I've been working on my stomach punches recently.
Yeah. You know I know karate.